down 1,000 times. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got no fear.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. In this video, I'm going to do a mock draft for you, a fantasy football mock draft for 2023, the first 4 rounds, laying out all the optimal players to draft and omitting players to avoid. Now, this is very important, guys, because everybody's going to tell you to draft based on consensus on Sheep's rankings and give you guys players that, you know, had really good seasons last year, but they're not factoring in the possible regressions that are going to be happening this year with certain players like Austin Ekeler and McCaffrey. So we're going to dive into the first 4 rounds. Now, if you guys want the full solution, every round, sleepers, breakouts, optimal players laid out, guys, similar to this with a printable cheat sheet and everything laid out in front of you, head on over to thefantasyfootballcounts.com and grab the 16-round draft solution right now. I've linked it below, guys. Secure the solution, secure the championships. Some people say, well, why don't you do the full mock draft? Well, why don't magicians show all their secrets? Now, I know other analysts, show you their full mock draft, but again, they're just cookie cutter. They don't know what they're doing. I've got the recipe for success. That is why I only show the first 4 rounds. And again, I do this for a living, guys. This is how I make a living. So if you guys want my answers, if you want my blood, sweat, and tears, and all the secrets, all the hard work I put into this for years, that's why I recommend the solution. I want it for people that are serious, that actually want to win the leagues. I can't just give you away the secret every single year, the formula, the strategy, the bulletproof roster to just everybody. I want people that are committed. And of course, that's how I make a living. So I appreciate it, guys. Support the channel, smash the thumbs up, and of course, grab the 16-round draft solution. Now, I also want to give you guys more value. I know you guys are in fantasy football leagues. Head on over right now to fandraft.com/FFC right now. Guys, you finally get a digital display for your draft board, guys. Multiple board displays, custom logos, team walk-up songs. Fandraft.com is an interactive way to make sure your draft is amazing and immersive. And again, this is way beyond your typical, remember you used to go to your draft board, you'd do the stickers, you'd put them up, they'd fall off, and you'd come up to it. This is way more interactive and immersive, guys. Fandraft.com. And save 10% on a pro account, guys. Impress your league mates if you're a commissioner, or show this to your commissioner, guys. Fandraft.com/FFC. The code you want to use is FFC10. Go immerse yourself, guys, in a new way to have a draft, guys. And you could do this if you're even online. If your friends are online, you can still have this experience, guys. But this is amazing in person or online. Fandraft.com/FFC10 is the code you want to use, guys. Go try it. All right. So let's start this mock draft here right now. So first round, who am I drafting? Who do you want to draft? Now, some people say, I like Bijan, first overall, right? I like him, right? I keep saying that. People keep asking me, do you like him first overall? Yes, I like Bijan first overall. Who is your 1.01? It's Bijan Robinson, okay? So I'm sitting here. We're drafting from the 6th position. And Bijan's on the board. I'm definitely going to be drafting him. Why? Because he's young, he's hungry, he's totally, explosive and great vision, and he was drafted in the first round by the Falcons. He is totally that guy that is in that situation where he's going to be the workhorse guy, is going to be utilized. And there, consistency, upside, durability, depth, and youth, he's going to have it all. He's the full package. Now you say, well, Joe, I can get that from guys like Christian McCaffrey. I can get that from guys like Austin Ekeler. Guys, I can sit here and explain why to avoid these guys for every single player, but that would take it's a 5-hour video, okay? But I'll tell you this: Austin Ekeler, Joe Lombardi benefited there. Broken wide receiver core, pinnacle year, 127 targets, 7 or 8 receptions. It's not going to happen again, guys. Okay, contract year for Herbert, who's going to throw the ball downfield. He needs to throw down to Quentin Johnson, who they drafted in the first round. It's going to be a different year, right? The Chargers don't even believe in Ekeler because they didn't pay him a mega contract. So I'm not investing a first and second round pick on guys that are coming off pinnacle years that have had years to wow us. Kind of wowed us last year, but that was, I think, their last hurrah for both McCaffrey and Ekeler. Again, too much to explain here, but I like the upside of Bijan here at number 6. Now, where you draft is going to vary, right? So you're not going to be able to get Bijan at the end of the round, 12th overall, end of first round. I'm trying to say here. So you got to be able to adapt to that, and that's what I do in the 16-round draft. So once you have that, you'll be able to see different combinations. I do a mock draft from the 6th position, from the 12th position, and the 1st position. I do 3 mock drafts. up until the season starts. So lots of content there for you. So if you haven't secured the solution, go do that now. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Bai-Jan. I like Jonathan Taylor for a bounce back year as well. Should be solid, but I'm going to go Bai-Jan here at number 6. It's going to auto-populate here. Again, this is based on consensus rankings. Your league mates might draft differently. But one thing I want you to notice, even in the simulation, that running backs come off hard and they come off pretty fast. So if you're coming around mid-round 2, you're going to have some question marks at the running back position, although I am totally comfortable with the guys that are available here, guys, in the second round, okay? And they're still there. Henry, Najee, and I think Jacobs as well. Now, Jacobs had a pinnacle year last year. I'm expecting a decline. I do like Henry, but I do have question marks on whether Henry is going to thrive this season yet again, because again, he's older now. They brought in Tajay Spears, new quarterback situation. Is this the last year that he will have an absolutely amazing year, or will he fade off into the sunset and have a decline type of year? So I liked him better last year. This year, a little bit question marks, right? The news just came out about Saquon Barkley, guys, as well. Now, he came off 3rd in this draft. I love Saquon, but the guy isn't asking. He came out and said, I'm not asking for a record type contract here. I'm just looking to get paid really well and be secured and be respected for the talent that I have. And if he doesn't secure a contract this year, he's not going to get paid in the future. Now, I would not be drafting. Let's talk first round here. I would not be drafting Saquon Barkley at all until that contract is secured, because he is going to be holding out for that deal, right? I see Breece Hall coming off here a little early. He's typically a second rounder. Love the upside. I do love him. But if you do draft Breece Hall, make sure you have a Bai-Jan or Jonathan Taylor or someone else, to counterbalance a possible, risk there. Okay. That's very important. Stevenson, I do like, but I don't like the Patriots. I don't trust him. The talent is there. The opportunity is there. Harris is gone. I still think there's some upside here, but again, he's on the Patriots. Very hard to trust drafting a running back at the first round that plays on the Patriots. I mean, I recommend him, but just make sure he's part of a type of robust RB strategy. Now, the big question is, should you go robust RB? Now, we're here in the second round. There's tons of stuff to this. Now, some people just draft the best available, not thinking this. I think and I analyze this stuff, okay? Let's take a look at the best possible positions, positions here. So running back here, I do love the Najee Harris. He's a definite option here. Improved O-line. Let's take a look at the wide receivers here. We got Adams. He gets a big decline at the quarterback position. I do like Amon-Ra, and I do like Garrett Wilson here as an option. Now, we've already secured a solid running back, so we've got an option here. We can't anchor with an ace wide receiver, which I do love. Amon-Ra is going to be safe and solid, and I do love Garrett Wilson. And Adams, I feel, is going to decline this year. Waddle and Higgins and Smith, I will not touch. Those guys are wide receiver 2s on their team. Why would you draft a second round pick with a wide receiver 2? Never, ever. If I would go on anybody here out of these guys, I would go Chris Olave here, because Olave is actually a true wide receiver 1 on his team. I'm not sold on Michael Thomas, right? Keenan Allen, I don't trust him. And again, these guys, it goes down from there. So when you look at it, you have an option. Do I secure another running back right here, or do I secure, an Amon-Ra or Garrett Wilson? I will tell you this, guys. In later drafts, there's a ton of depth at wide receiver. You get Calvin Ridley's, you get Drake London's, you get a ton of other wide receivers that you can stack. At the end of the day, you only need 2 solid wide receivers, okay? Now, again, I'm comfortable with either going Wilson or Amon-Ra here, but I do not want to pass on Najee Harris. Now, typically, this simulation has showed Breece Hall coming off round 1. Typically, Breece Hall is an option here in mid-round 2. So you're torn between Breece Hall and Najee Harris as your second running back. Now, I would definitely consider going Najee if you want to play it safe. I would go a little more upside with Breece Hall, explosive top 5 finish potential. Now, if you guys don't remember, don't buy the recency bias. Najee Harris was a top 3 running back in his rookie year. Again, improved O-line, working towards a contract year. He's in his 3rd year. Kenny Pickett fully integrated. I love this offense this year, guys. I mean, there's way more excitement this year than last year. Definitely going to take a step up this year for Najee. And again, I do like Najee, here to anchor my team with an ace running back, because again, running backs are few and far between. You're not going to be able to get them. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs, I do love the upside, love the explosiveness. Now, he is competing with David Montgomery, who is going to be stealing volume from him, okay? Love Jahmyr Gibbs, love the talent, love the explosiveness, love the upside. Round 2 is a little early for me, although this guy can easily finish as a top 10 running back if given the volume, but that's a big question mark if given the volume. Again, Montgomery's there. Montgomery has to go down for Jahmyr Gibbs to really shine, or they just really believe in him and they're going to work him. So I love him, but as an RB2, this is a huge risky scenario here. Breece Hall and Jahmyr Gibbs, but a ton of upside for whoever did this, okay? For the simulation, all right? So again, let's go here, and we're gonna go Najee Harris. And again, I could have gone Garrett Wilson or Amon right here from the 6th position. Now we're working towards the 3rd round. Okay, so this is a huge note here, guys. This is huge value for, if you get nothing out of this video, understand this. Ace quarterbacks. This is the year you want to anchor your team with an ace quarterback. I would not shy away from going a quarterback early. Now, here's kind of the caveat, and here's kind of like the only thing you want to think about here. If you do go, this is your only chance to get Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, or Pat Mahomes here, because coming back around 4, you're not going to get them. So you have a decision to make here. Do you go a wide receiver such as a Chris Olave or someone like that, Devontae Smith or Metcalf? If Olave is here, I'm tempted to go with him because he's a wide receiver 1, and then wait on and I'm telling you guys some information here, Justin Herbert or Trevor Lawrence round 5 to 7, and you still anchor your team with an ace quarterback. Or do I get myself a Josh Allen and I'm good at quarterback and I start looking at my wide receivers later? But again, you're going to lose Olave here, who is a wide receiver 1 with some upside and ceiling. So that's a decision you have to make. I'm tempted to go Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts here just to anchor my team. Or, like I said, go Olave or someone like that. Let's take a quick look at the running back position here. I do like Dameon Pierce, but he will fall to the 4th. I'm not really sold on Mixon and Aaron Jones. I think they have safe seasons. Kenneth Walker has really been, I'm turned off of him with Zach Charbonnet there. But again, I would right here, I'm tempted to go Olave here because, again, I can get Herbert or Trevor Lawrence, who I think will easily finish top 5. I think there's tons of upside for those guys. Again, Herbert contract year, improved wide receiver core with Quentin Johnston. If his wide receivers stay healthy, he's going to throw more. Again, Herbert's definitely going to take a step up this year. Trevor Lawrence, the addition of Calvin Ridley, love them. So I'm almost tempted. I'm going to go ahead and grab Olave here. And now I've got myself a wide receiver 1. And I implore you guys, and I want to emphasize this with you, that there is a ton of depth at wide receiver. And there's a ton of rookies that could really step up this year. Jalen Hyatt's of the world, the Quentin Johnston's that could take a leap this year later on. And again, there's tons of depth in the mid-rounds at the wide receiver position. I explained all of this in the 16-round draft, okay? So let's talk about round 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to give you guys my 4th round pick. So round 1, who do I like? I like Bijan. I like Jonathan Taylor. Jamar Chase, if you want to go wide receiver. Stevenson's a bit of a risk. CeeDee Lamb, safe, but a bit of a risk. I think Nick Chubb is going to be a safe guy if you want the guy at the end of round 1. Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb's of the world, very safe, very volume-heavy running backs that are good. Jonathan Taylor, really awkward that he fell here. He typically comes off here in the first top 5 picks. Again, this is a simulation. You're getting a ballpark of these players where they're coming off. Cooper Kupp, I think he has a safe year if he stays healthy. I do not trust Matt Stafford, though. Again, all safe options. Pollard, I'm not sold on here. End of round 1, early round 2. Just not sold on Tony Pollard at all, being the true one. We got lingering Dalvin Cook in free agency at the time of this recording. May end up on the Cowboys. Buzzkill that. And I also like Deuce Vaughn, who's a small, compact guy who you could draft later, who could be a huge impact. He runs inside, he runs outside. Very good runner, good vision, but again, you're getting him in later rounds as a guy that could be boom or bust. So again, I'm not sold on Pollard at all. Again, we're talking 2nd round here. I do love Najee Harris, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, A.J. Brown's a safe pick here. Devontae Adams, I feel, will regress this year. Josh Jacobs, I think, had his pinnacle year last year. I do have some question marks. He was always a 3rd round, 4th round pick. He was never an amazing running back. Now people are copying and pasting him from last year. Not really sold on Jacobs, but again, he does have an opportunity to shine. Okay, round 3 here, you got some options here. I like Olave here. Kenneth Walker, his ADP significantly dropped after the 2nd round acquisition of the Seahawks with Zach Charbonnet. And again, this is where you want to draft your quarterbacks. Now, again, this is really odd here that Josh Allen fell to the 4th. I mean, it can happen. If that's the case in a 1-quarterback league, I'm definitely probably most likely grabbing Josh Allen here, anchoring my team with an ace quarterback. But I understand here, I really like Dameon Pierce and feel he won't fall to the 5th round. So this is a big question mark. Do I go wide receiver? I don't like Amari Cooper safe. Do I go Godwin, Deebo Samuel? All these guys I'm not crazy about. Terry McLaurin, Michael Pittman. So I can wait a round or 2 to get other value here with wide receivers here that'll be equally impactful as the wide receivers here. Does that make sense, guys? People won't tell you that, right, when they're giving you analysis. All right, so again, that's why I want to maybe get myself a Dameon Pierce here, love the value, round 4, and then get myself a Herbert or Trevor Lawrence, still anchoring my team with an ace quarterback. Or do I just want to grab Josh Allen, feel super safe here because he fell to be the 4th, which is a gift, and then see who falls at round 5 at running back or wide receiver. But again, there's a chance I might lose Dameon Pierce, who I think has a safe season based on young, dynamic talent with a ton of volume on a team that is a little suspect with CJ Stroud coming in at rookie quarterback. You got the risk there, but I think the volume and the heart and the talent is there for Dameon Pierce. That's a decision up to you guys to make. I'm almost comfortable here securing Dameon Pierce and then going, which again, I love Josh Allen. I'd hate to pass up on him, and typically I probably wouldn't. But again, I feel really comfortable with anchoring my team with an ace quarterback like Herbert and Trevor Lawrence, who I can get a round or two later, okay, and still get a wide receiver before that. So again, I'm going to go here with Dameon Pierce. Now understand, even if you go Lawrence and Herbert later, make sure you do get a backup quarterback. And I explain exactly which backup quarterbacks to get in the 16-round draft session. I laid it out. Full mock drafts for you, sleepers, breakouts, optimal players. If you want to see this full mock draft, make sure you guys head on over to thefantasyfootballcouncil.com under programs and get the solution and secure the championships. So there you have it, guys. The first 4 rounds, I've anchored my team. I'm set at running back, okay? Some people say, give me running back sleepers. I'm pretty top heavy on running backs. I've got these guys. They're all primed workhorses with minimal committees that are set to have big seasons, and they're young. They're dynamic. Contract seasons are, coming for Najee. He's year 3. We got a rookie. We got a second-year player. Young, hungry running backs that have shown us flashes that they can get it done. Volume is going to be there. Love it. And then I've got anchored my team with an ace wide receiver here, okay? And again, it's up to you guys to make a decision whether you want to get a Hurts or an Allen in and around here, all right? So you can wait on wide receivers, still get wide receiver ones coming down. Tons of them available, even in rounds 5 to 8, guys. You're still getting wide receiver ones. This is why I go and secure the more scarce position, which is running backs. Looking at some of these other teams here, I think Nick Chubb and Jonathan Taylor's a safe stack. I'm not really crazy on Aaron Jones here. Travis Kelce, round 1 is a bit of a reach. Again, very safe, very solid, but I'm not sold on him, continuing on this pace. I mean, a decline is imminent. When is it coming? I'm not rolling the dice early rounds to make, to see that decline happen, because it could be this year, the next year. He's been too perfect for too long. And again, I can still get a lot of upside tight ends later. It's a bit of a crapshoot after Kelce, but I can get value tight ends. And again, I explain all that in 60 rounds, which tight end sleepers to get as well. So make sure you guys head on over to fandraft.com/FFC. Secure the digital draft board right now and get the 16-round drafts, which I've linked it below, guys. Tons of value for you guys. Smash thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think of the first 4 rounds here. Who are you drafting in the first early rounds? Love to hear your feedback. All right, guys? Subscribe, thumbs up. We'll talk soon. Appreciate you guys for being here. I am out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Lots of knowledge here for you. Content coming out to you daily. I'm out.